got 25 minutes. We got to go.
Hello, welcome, everybody. It is Friday. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday with the camel. Eventually that'll happen. I'm really excited, guys. Today we have one of our co-hosts, guest co-host, who's come back to join us. Brittany Wright is in the building.
I'm super excited to be with you guys. What's up, Say That Nation? Welcome back for another fun-filled packed episode of our channel. We're super excited to have you all with us live on a special Wednesday. So for those of you, So for those of you who don't know who we are, what we're about, this channel is specifically for the people who are looking to figure out how you make it from the ugly come up stages of building your business, building your brand, and make it to that illustrious, this is our end goal, right? No one really talks about the ugly come up. So we are unapologetic when it comes to that. And we want to make sure that you get that information. So come chat with us about the ugly come up, because we definitely want to make sure you get all of the, behind the scenes, what really goes down when you're going through that phase and you're going through that process and building your business. So we're happy to be able to share that with you with some really, really cool guests and really, really cool content.
Absolutely. And so for those of you, again, if you're brand new to our show, what we do is we have 25 minutes on the clock to answer the question of the day. And then whatever we don't get to answer on YouTube with all of you, we then go into overtime, which you can find us on Patreon on overtime for either $4 a month, $10 a month, or $20 a month. Get lots of different cool things. But the number one thing is that you hear overtime with our guests, and when they go even deeper into some of the things that we talk about, like today's topic. So Brittany, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So today's topic is, I'll do the drum roll. 5 things you should know before starting multi-level marketing. What are those 5 things? What are those top 5 things? Well, it's not just us who's going to be talking about this today. We are super excited to bring on a guest. Brittany, go ahead.
We have the honor and privilege of chatting with a great friend of ours, Mr. Keith Willis. He is a serial entrepreneur. He is definitely a heavy hitter when it comes to just all things business, all things cool. He has a lot of knowledge, and most importantly, he has a great big heart. And you'll see that when we sit down and talk with him and just have him answer these questions for us. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome
our next guest.
How are you? How are y'all?
We're doing great. We're so happy to have you with us again. For those of you that missed the first time we had Keith on, it was absolutely phenomenal. You have to go back and check that episode. It was during the month of February when we were doing our Ultra Black series and talking to Black entrepreneurs. And so we really did a deep dive into what is it like being Black and doing network marketing. And so we couldn't think of a better person to bring on to continue the conversation almost, to talk about what are the 5 things you should be doing, or you should know at least before you start a network marketing company. And so Keith, for those people who are on who didn't see the last episode, I would love if you could just give us a little bit of a story about like where you were before you saw network marketing, what made you decide to go ahead and get started, just so we have like a little bit of background.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you both you ladies for having me back on. I love your show. I love what you're doing, the development, the growth of this, and I can't wait to see where it is 60 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, because I know y'all gonna do an amazing job with this, and I'm honored to be on your show. So yeah, I saw network marketing. It's been about 6 years now in the industry, and before I got in, I was the guy that you wanted to show, but you didn't want to show because on the list, I had everything you was looking for. I had credibility, I had influence. I worked really hard, and I was an entrepreneur already. I had leadership skills. So what you're looking for, I was tough minded, and so I checked all your list of people you want on your team. But then I was a person who did not believe in the industry. I was a guy who was like, it's a scam. Those are people who are broke, people who can't get real jobs. That's beneath me. I was that guy. That's how I thought. And until one day, like I really looked at it, because when people showed it to me, I was the guy who was gonna make sure she never showed it to me ever again. All right. So but I had a brave young soul, and this young lady who came and showed it to me. And the thing was, what I saw made sense. It was travel, and I know the whole world wanted to travel, and I know everybody wanted to travel for a discount, and I know people would love to make money if they could travel for free. And so the product just made sense. So I gave it a shot, and we got in that company and took it all the way to the top in a very short amount of time. So, but as I got into network marketing, I learned about what it's really about. I really studied the industry. I really learned what the thing's really about. And what took place was it was a game changer. And in my belief, all my preconceived notions went out the window. My belief went through the roof, and the rest was history.
That is really awesome. There are a couple of nuggets even within your story that I heard that I would love to go over, but we have a timer.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to know, right? What are these 5 things that you should know before you get started? We are also very curious what your take is, because of course we've thought of some things, but we'd love to get into it with you. So if you had to think of your top 5, starting with number 5,
okay,
what would be some things that you feel like people should know?
If I say number 5, people probably put this as number 1, but I think it's number 5 actually, is make sure you're part of a great company. And when I say great company, do as much research as you possibly can on the owners of the company, the board members of the company, because network marketing it's even though it's very fruitful, it's not easy, but it's worth the squeeze. The juice is worth the squeeze in network marketing. And I say all that because if you're going to align yourself with the company, you want to make sure the people who are in control, who make the decisions for the company, have some of the same moral values you do, has big in integrity. So when things get tough, because they will get tough, that you can trust that they'll do the right thing no matter what. So that's number 5 for me. Make sure you're part of a great, reputable company.
So it's interesting, right? So you talked about when someone showed you for the first time, and if I tie that in with your number 5, you didn't really know very much, right? So it was more that you knew the person.
Absolutely. So and that goes to another point, is that I had to trust the person that showed it to me. Even though I haven't seen her in 8 years, I've watched her move around with this company for a couple of years before she even showed it to me. And so I don't join stuff with people I don't trust, or I can't, or I have to watch, or just people I just don't trust, period. And so, but once I got to trust her, then I started doing my research into, okay, now that I'm in this, what am I really a part of? Let me start going in. So I did a little bit backwards because I didn't know any better my first time around. And so but if you have to look at it, if you're starting now looking to get into an opportunity at a home-based business, definitely want to do your research first. And of course, but more importantly, trust the person that actually showed it to you.
Definitely. So the person that showed it to you, you trusted her, and then you did your research.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
The good thing though, part of my research was actually just using the product. I knew the product was real and enjoying it, and then seeing people that I already knew who never showed it to me, but I knew them, but they actually were in this company already too. So that also got my belief level. I said we all can't be dumb. All right, so they can't for all of us, right? And so that was it was very powerful. But yes, you definitely want to do your research on a company as much as possible. That's number 5.
All right.
Okay, I have another
I see
question.
those wheels turning.
So, okay, so I'm thinking, right? Like I'm someone brand new and I'm thinking, but what does that do for me? When I research a company, like what does that do for me to research? Because I may not know like what I'm necessarily looking for. And you mentioned you want to make sure they have the same values and you want to make sure like who the leadership is, like who's kind of like running the ship, that they have integrity. And so like why have you found that those things are important? Like you maybe because someone who's new may not know like why is that important? Like I'll do it, but I'm not really sure like how this impacts me.
Yeah, here's reality. Majority of people won't do it when they first start because they're going to trust the person that actually showed it to them, right? But they're not going to do it. But what I've learned as I'm on my second go around right now with the company is that if I know this person's all in and they're not here just to make money, they're like, we really could change lives and we have a product that can change people's lives. I can sleep at night knowing that, okay, you know what? They're not going to just run for the company tomorrow morning and then we're all left with no opportunity to grow. You know what I mean? But two, which, my thing is like, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever makes you like, I can sleep at night knowing that we're okay. That's the type of research you need. Some people just need to go experience the product. That's the only research they need. They don't care about the ownership. Some people say, you know what? I know they need part of a good organization. That's all they need to know. So everybody's different. You have to figure out what's gonna make you sleep at night and go find that and go find out the information as soon as possible.
That's so good. I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a really, really good point. That resonates with me a lot. I totally get that.
Yeah, agreed. Especially if you don't have a business background, and I don't have a business background, so I'm gonna be like, what am I looking for?
Right.
Precisely.
That's really good. Okay, so number 4.
Number 4, make sure you have a great product. Have a great product because the product does the talking. The less talking you can do, the better opportunity you have. See, my first opportunity, the product was travel. I have to convince a lot of people to go travel. I have to convince people to go stay in a 5-star hotel for 3-star prices. I have to convince people to take pictures on the trips and tell people about it. I have to convince people to do that. And if you have a product, that means you have belief in your product. You will move and build faster if that's what you want to do. And when it comes to the product, become a product of the product. You want to become a product of the product. So you want to do something that you will actually use. So the thing I looked at was, when I take my mother on this, when I put my mother on this opportunity, meaning because she joined this product, could the person who could not sell, who could not build, who could not do anything, would they stay in simply because of the product? Would they stay in this simply because they would enjoy the product? And then also it's just like when you're presenting, because when you start, if you want to build this business, you don't want to defend the product every single day. I know the opportunity where you have to defend the product. Well, it tastes bad. It looks like this. I don't want it. It smells like that. I'm like, bruh, you want to go to Dubai or not? Like, what do you want to do? You go spend $2,000 in Dubai or $600 in Dubai? Which one? Like, I don't know. Like, whatever you decide. $2,000, this ain't for you. $600, this for you. Let me show you how we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's either or. And so the product is extremely important when you're looking at an opportunity.
I love that. That's a big deal. That you said it so eloquently, and it's just kind of like it is a no-brainer. And that also ties into what you said in the very beginning. It made sense to me as to why I did it, and I did the research later. But all of these things are kind of intertwining together and meshing and molding to the point where it's like, okay, yes, I can do this. I can.
And a good product is going to raise your belief level, and there's nothing in life you could do if you don't have belief. If you don't believe, you're not moving, you're not building, you're not doing anything, you're not talking to anybody because you simply don't believe. But when something you believe in, you'll build it, you'll defend it, you'll go hard for it because you have all belief in it. So that's why a great product and a great company you definitely need to know.
That's so good. I think the other thing that you described too is like, if you like the product, you'll just be able to talk about it naturally. You may not even need like a presentation. Like, it's just
Absolutely.
like, it just sounds like a conversation. Like, you could do this, but like, this seems like it would help you out. And I have something that can help you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's the thing is you have a product that can really help people where travel is a conversation you want to have no matter what with your girlfriends over brunch at a club. Like, yo, I'm about to go out tomorrow. We headed to Hawaii tomorrow. It's a natural conversation you can have anywhere. Now, I can't go talk about certain products anywhere because they know it's a sales pitch. You know what I mean? But if you can talk about that product anywhere, anytime, that's how you got a really good product.
Yeah. It's a natural conversation. I think about where we are right now, like, um, especially depending on your peer groups, right? Like, I know a lot of women who work and who are moms and who are like, you know, in the race trying to make sure everything's the way it needs to be. And when I'd hear I'm tired at night or I want to sleep better or things like that, I'm like, oh, girl, you need to see this. And when when you're excited when you start clapping with it.
Yeah.
Say that.
Let me tell you about this here. You know what I mean? And then you again, and you talk how you talk, right? Not the way it was kind of. We get the laughs in the chat. Not the way it was kind of said to you to do it, but let me tell you X, and then you go from there.
Absolutely.
I love that. All right, we keep it real here, right? So moving on to number 3.
This is important, and this is something people don't think about. The timing of the opportunity. The timing of the opportunity. This is crucial. Let me explain why. So right now, I'm very fortunate to be a part of an opportunity where we do investing, trading, crypto, all that stuff, right? And before I joined it, I looked at it, it was like, okay, the whole world's talking about investing for the first time ever, probably. Even guys from the hood where I grew up at, and on the corners talking about Robinhood at least. You know what I mean? So cool.
It's true.
Everybody's talking about crypto finally. They may not know what to do, how to start, but they've heard the word crypto and people are curious. Mm-hmm. People have heard about trading. They're learning that to take the next level financially, you want to learn the skill set of trading. So I look at all these things. The timing is perfect because this is what the world's talking about, to the point where you got the Los Angeles Lakers naming their arenas the crypto.com. So people are seeing crypto everywhere, right? So now look at opportunities like people have interest in this. And so when I look at it, it's like the timing is there. The next thing is like, is it going up? Is it leveling out? Or is it going down? Right? And so I looked at it like, okay, the timing of this is going up because now there's commercials coming out. There's Super Bowl commercials happening. There's free advertisement I don't have to do. Now when I talk about investing, like, hey, it's easy conversation. Like I said, it goes back to having a great product and having easy conversations. Like, yo, since the pandemic happened, what are you doing now about your finances? Now we know that finances are really serious. What are you doing about the next level of investing? What type of investing are you doing? We're all 30 and up, 40 and up now. So that's a conversation where a lot of people are having, like, all right, cool. Well, what cryptos do you know about? You know anything about crypto? How you learn more about it? You know, so the timing of it is very important too when it comes to an opportunity.
I'm gonna be a student right now.
Brittany, yes, you in the front.
Please. How do you know the timing? You mentioned is this something that is on an upward trend? Is it leveling out, or is it starting to trend downward? And when I think of that, I'm like, I don't know. So when you ask that question, what would you say to someone who doesn't know to look or really fully understand trends in that way? Like, I know what a bell curve looks like, but where are we in the bell curve? You know what I mean? And by the time things get to the commercial, it's the time things are commercialized, that lets me know that it's been around for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with Facebook, Instagram. It was around for a while, but I know I jumped on late. so what do you say to that person?
Yeah, so what I look at is like, there's a couple things. When I look at timing, I look at, does my immediate circle know about this? Has it been a conversation amongst my immediate circle before that we did not move on, we moved on, or we're like, Dad, we missed the boat on it, right? But then also what I look at is like, okay, what are the next level people I look up to? What do they know about this? So I look at different levels of timing, like, yo, if I hear like, yo, I've been thinking about that. I've heard about that. No, I actually want to do that. That tells me I'm in a good timing space. Cause I know my immediate market, people are looking for what I have right now. Even though I may have gotten into it, I may have not gotten into it. So for instance, if I come out and say, hey guys, like look at this Nintendo. Y'all heard about this Nintendo? Y'all can be like, Keith, that's still 15, 20 years ago. You know, people may have like, you're saying like, what's the next system now? You're looking for the next thing. And so I'm not gonna go join the company sell Nintendo. I'm not gonna be the person where, so for me, I don't knock it, you know what I mean? But for me, I'm not a big skincare person, right? I know it's a big industry. I know people make a lot of money from it, but you gotta have a cutting edge project to get somebody's attention from it to it. Mm-hmm. So both of you are using skincare. I'm like, okay, hey, let me tell you why my lotion is better than your lotion. Let me tell you why this mask is better than your mask that you use. Now I'm in a sales pitch. Mm. But now, so the timing is like, it could be good, but who's behind it to push it that much further along, right? Mm-hmm. Or I can say, listen, how are you learning how to do investment? Where are you learning from? Are you doing from YouTube, Google, or do you get somebody actually teaching it to you? Mm-hmm. Or there's an academy that has actually an educational academy for you. You know what I mean? So like, the conversation is different. So I look at the timing of it, where it's like, people's like, no, I want more. I want to learn 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 more. I listen for those type of things. People's not saying, oh, that's cool, Keith, but now I'm cool. That tells me probably there's no interest or it's already passed.
Got it. That's definitely a good gauge, for sure. And I like what you said about like the Nintendo bit. Winston said, like, imagine trying to talk to people about VCRs, right? Like, same kind of a thing, right? Where you're just like, oh, dang, I missed out on that one. So like, what are people talking about and wanting to know more about?
No, absolutely. And it's just like, I don't think people realize how important the timing is. I think a lot of times people get opportunities and time has passed. So let's talk about a room we just all went through. We all just shut down for a while, right? And I remember when I was part of the travel company, literally nobody was trying to talk about travel. Nobody. And that was for over a year. Nobody was trying to talk about travel. They was thinking about travel. Like, I can't wait to they open back up so I can get back to the beaches again. But if you look at the timing, was not there. There wasn't time to sell a travel membership. It wasn't, right? I couldn't convince you to go to Egypt and you're trying to figure out, can you get back into the country or not? So the timing has passed. But now you can start to look at it again and say, well, they're opening back up. You can get in and out of countries. I've been home for a year and a half, 2 years. It'd be nice to go see a beach right now. So now you're on the front end again. If you have opportunity to travel, but you have to come like, all right, you can travel, but let me tell you, the price and the product has to be amazing though when it comes to your travel product. So now you're on the front end of the opportunity again if you do it right.
That makes a ton of sense. This is amazing. Look, if you guys are receiving like value from this, if this is like resonating with you, please put some fire emojis in the comments, like high fives, me too, hashtag say that. Let us know, because Keith needs to know that he is bringing it today.
he definitely, Keith, you're bringing the student out, because I'm like, wait,
right?
What about this? What about this?
Yeah, no, definitely.
This is awesome. All right, so number 2.
Yes, number 2. This is very important. Actually, let me go to my notes. I was thinking about, like, you know what? There's a couple at the very top that people need to know. What I would say is this, and this is more so an inner perspective. Are you willing to grow so your income could grow with this opportunity? Are you willing to grow so your income can grow with whatever opportunity that you're in? When I say are you willing to grow, I mean talking about personal development. And that's one of the best things about this industry you can bring to people. People take personal development serious, because your income will only grow to where your leadership level is. It won't surpass you. Or if you get there, it'll come right back down to where you are. So are you willing to grow so not only you can grow, but the people around you can grow that you're going to attract to you? Because if you only grow to a certain level, the people around you they're going to eventually hit that lid, right? And John Maxwell talks about that law of the lid, right? And so you have to continue to grow so the people with you that's coming could grow, and your income could grow with it. I always tell people, leadership pays you, right? So if you're not willing to grow your leadership, then what are we really doing? And so with this, I tie back to the opportunity. Will the opportunity will inspire you to want to become better, to attract the better people that help you grow your business? And that's why the company, the product, the timing, all that is extremely important to say, like, you know what? It's like, I want to become better. It's like meeting somebody, right? Does your significant other make you want to become better so you don't lose that person? If your significant other doesn't want to make you want to become better, guess what? You can become stagnant, it's going to fall out. But we all know when we meet that special person, we got to put somebody that we do business with or any type of relationship with, it's like, oh, I got to stay around and they're going to make me better. That's why that's extremely important.
Wow.
So this really hits home for me because I agree about the personal development. I think it's a really big thing that most people don't even consider. And to that point, we were talking earlier about like, what is it like when you're a brand new person, right? And you don't know what you don't know, right? So you're like, I think this makes sense. I trust this person, and you get started. But the other side of the personal development, none of that, like, I didn't identify any of that until like you're like in it. And then you're like, why isn't this working?
Right.
I got to your point, like the law of lid. I got to this point and nothing's like, I can't, oh man, that's the timer. You get to this point where you're just like, oh man, it's not moving any further. And personal development, I love when you said that like, if you don't grow, if you don't raise your lid, then you can't bring other people with you, right? Like that, it can't be moved along. So it's like, it's so important. And I don't know if Keith is frozen, if you can hear us.
No.
I know. I'm like, he's not even blinking. Hold on.
Internet, you're gonna make us be great today.
That is right. Gosh, I'll leave with this, Marie. I completely agree with you. Stay a student and be willing to grow. Thank God for personal development. Say that. I completely agree. So look, we ran out of time, right? And for those of you that jumped on with us early, you heard us say this before. This first 25 minutes, we're going to do as much as we can in the 25 minutes with you guys on YouTube. But if you want to join us over on Patreon, you can join us on Patreon. We're going to go into overtime. Keith is actually going to go into the number one thing. So you want to make sure that you go into Patreon. I'll put that in the chat as well. It's either $4 a month, $20 a month, $10 a month or $20 a month. You choose whichever subscription you want, but that gives you access to our overtime. And so in our overtime, Keith will get into all of the number one, and I have a feeling he's going to get into some bonus stuff as well. So definitely join us on Patreon. I'm really excited.
I had to.
I can't wait. So thank you for all of you who joined us live. This has been a great conversation. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. When you subscribe and you like, this tells YouTube that they want that more people need to see our information. So if you really found value in what we had to say, please like and subscribe. That helps to get us out more. Oh, there he is. And if you want, you can find Keith. He will actually respond to all of your DMs. That's his Instagram. You can find him there if you want to get in touch with him and reach out to him. And we will see you guys on overtime. And
awesome. Can you give me that?
As always, remember, you deserve the good life.
Say that.
Say that. See you guys in overtime.